Welcome to Decode Dune, an exegesis of the Dune universe.
So if you're here, my suggestion is get onto HBO Max in your browser and get the movie loaded up so you can watch it. And we're going to go as far as we can possibly go.
Yeah. Are we watching with audio? Or are we just kind of silently watching it? And
well, we're no part of the movie can get into the stream, but I'm gonna probably have subtitles on.
All right, so I'm gonna fast forward through the advertisement.
Yeah, same. So let me know. I'm going.
Dreams are messages from the deep.
Yeah. It's in the Sardaukar language.
Yeah.
That piece. I found that interesting as well. I think it's a translation of what is being said during the religious rite. Or at least a portion of it.
So in terms of the soundtrack, I thought this was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Lion King, is it in you? I think it was used maybe a couple more times than I needed to hear, but
yeah,
it's all good.
I loved the soundtrack. I thought this is like Hans Zimmer's like magnum opus in my opinion. That's a bold claim right there, but
super good. Yeah, I agree with you. It was very evocative of 2001. Like it just so, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I really liked how he used bagpipes and the North Indian Carnatic singing as like motifs for Paul. Both parts of the world that were occupied by the imperial power, the British. This movie having slight anti-imperial undertones. So
yeah.
Honestly, genius in my opinion.
A concern of mine here in this first couple minutes is the fact that this movie starts with Chani and sort of the idea that people are here to steal their resources leads me to believe that they are never going to have the balls to show Paul's next chapter as actual emperor.
Oh yeah,
that's my I think this is a well-documented concern. Is at most we're going to see the actual movie, or we're going to see movie representation of what is the book Dune across 2 movies, maybe even 3. But that's maybe about it. I think Denis Villeneuve has said he wants to do Dune Messiah, but we shall see.
Yeah, I hope he's able to do Messiah. It'll really help in the understanding of what is going on here.
How long do you think these Fremen are? Just to remind the audience, we are watching the movie live, so as we're talking, things are happening right now, like Chani is saying, and then one day the Harkonnens were gone. How long do you think the Fremen kind of stayed under the sand? So in the book, it talks about when they have Thufir and he's doing the deal with one of the Fremen, like are they gonna do the water trade or the water debt? How long? It does mention Fremen kind of appear out of nowhere and take out the Sardaukar. I don't know if I envision that as literally under the sand in the same way that Jessica gets under the sand and uses her kind of Bindu training to slow herself down.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think they were under there? Real quick, awesome. The Glow Globes are awesome.
Glow Globes are awesome. Yeah, it's this is what I want my Alexa to do. Given the way the Frem kit, or sorry, the Frem suit, the still suit works, I think it's entirely possible that they were under there for an hour or 2.
Yeah,
okay. They have to get out there ahead of the equipment.
Right.
And we saw that there are people out there on foot.
Yeah.
I don't know who did their military consulting, but High Ready, interesting choice. I guess very army specific, but given that they would have been there would have been survivors of these attacks, you would have thought Low Ready would have been a better option if you want to get that gun on somebody.
Yeah. So now we're on the scene. Okay. So if you listen to our last episode, Jeff's comment is that she lies to Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what we are also being shown a couple of times. He's a moody, angsty teen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's about to use the voice. While we see his grandfather in all his Spanish glory.
Okay, yeah. So
here she goes. So watch. Here she's gonna fight. She's doing it. And then watch her face. Boy. Look at her hand. Oh, a little shaky. Almost. Did you hear it? Almost. I tagged you, old man. Pow, right on the kisser.
Yeah, so it seems like she heard it and then ultimately decided to give it to him though.
Stop. She grabs the glass.
Yeah.
She extends it toward him.
Yeah.
Then she uses all her bullshit to put the glass down, then fakes like nothing happened and slides the glass the rest of the distance to him.
So
we saw it.
Right. In my mind, her using her bullshit to be able to end up choosing to give it to him or not is an indication he didn't do it. He didn't achieve.
You
I
gotta
guess
go.
It would have worked on someone else, but I think she was saying not at my level.
Yeah. So having this may be did you ever fight your dad?
We wrestled when I was, my dad's been deceased for 10 years. So it's 20 years ago, maybe not anytime recently.
Yeah. But my dad also passed many years ago, but fought that guy.
But you have kids who you're doing this with now, so you have like
yes, I fought my oldest son like 15 years ago. He's 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's those moments when they're. Oh, by the way, the fucking highliner. Back to the movie real quick. This scene is gorgeous.
Should we be considering using that pause button the way we were discussing?
Sure. Or we just keep talking. Okay. I think if we pause, it'll take forever to get through a 2.5 hour thing. But I would just want to say the highliners, they really get it right.
Yeah.
The size of this ship, that little P emerging from that giant.
Yeah. And those are understood. Those are guild people, you think?
All of those are guild people. Yeah. 3 of them are navigators.
Right. Wait.
So yeah, which is weird, right?
I see 6 that look like they would be navigators because they're in like the spice circulation helmet. So
they're all 6 of them are.
Yeah.
But the calculation that Thuther is going to do says 3 navigators.
Oh.
So some of them are holding these staffs. Those may indicate rank because not every member of the Spacing Guild and not even those people who have advanced to navigator, there may be jobs past that.
Well, and to the extent that the encyclopedia is not exactly canon, I think they were saying
guy.
I think they were actually saying
because one person gave a shit about it.
Frank Herbert himself said it.
Well, he said 2 things about it. So.
Right. Well, neither here nor there. I think the encyclopedia says it takes 4 guild people to fly one ship.
Yeah.
They were saying they did it as like a team.
Yeah, I think that's true. So we have 6, and 3 of them are holding cool guy staffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think
do I think what?
How do you think do you think he got word that this was going to happen and then this became more official? Does that make sense?
Did he know the change was going to happen before the Herald shows up?
I mean, I think he definitely did. They obviously got
100%,
ready
yes.
for it. But I'm wondering what those communications were like. Like, I'm thinking of doing this for you. And then it kind of was like, okay, it's official, be prepared, we're coming, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the sales plan was probably like the brutality of the methods are awful. Like, there's got to be a better way. Can you come in and do a better job than these fuckers are doing? Yeah. So it's good. The pitch had to appeal to every one of Duke Leto's vanities.
Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Remember, I was a little bit down on her as Jessica.
Yeah. And you were very down on Oscar Isaac as Leto.
Yeah. I feel vindicated in one of those areas. So the Leto a little weak, but he dies so quick it doesn't matter. But sorry if this is your first time through. But Jessica, I'm of mixed minds. She's portrayed as very weak early in the film, so I think we're going to see her strength emerge in part 2. Mm-hmm. But she comes off as very, very weak, which I don't like.
And you feel Leto comes off as weak?
I think Leto just comes off as disposable.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get a sense of what makes him great, because there's so much time. There's limited time where they're on Arrakis anyway. Yeah. And Villanueva just chose to cut out a bunch of stuff similar to the last person to handle this franchise.
Right. Apparently they did film the banquet scene and they cut it.
They should not have cut it. It's a fucking huge mistake. That scene, even more than the potential betrayal of Jessica.
Yeah.
But you need the potential betrayal to see Jessica's strength. Right. I just think they could have spent more time here and it would have been fine. But they chose to spend it on the Sardaukar. Which I thought
this doesn't need to happen either. I mean, to the extent that the book is wonky about Duncan's introduction. By the way, for the first time ever, it occurred to me.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me, why don't they? What if Momoa had played Gurney and vice? What if I had never thought about what if they swapped them, and it actually, now that I watched it, would have made sense. I do see him as possibly being Gurney.
Yeah. He can't not smile though. This was my thing. That smirky grin. It's exactly what I said. Sorry, Jason Momoa.
Oh, you didn't say Jason Momoa has a smirky grin. You said Oscar Isaac does.
Oh, he does too. That's
okay. True. They both do. That's fine.
They both do.
Yeah.
I guess I forgot to say that anyway, or I misremembered my own words. Yeah. Leto does have that smirky grin, and it's stupid. But anyway, he dies so quick. I don't care.
Yeah.
He should have smirked. He should have smirked that smirky grin at Baron Harkonnen before he blew the gas out.
Yeah.
Oh, another spoiler. I did like this scene though. It humanizes their relationship, and the fact that they're going to be spending some time together.
Right.
In the future is it's maybe okay.
Yeah, Jason Momoa appears to kind of be one note. It's kind of exactly what we just saw there.
And I think I did say that about him, didn't I?
Yes. You just didn't say smirky grin. You said that about Oscar Isaac.
I said that about Oscar. It's also true. We're about to see some smirkiness. I like this scene too, this trying to connect to the past. And he's the only one who really gives Paul permission to be himself. He literally gives him a little bit of an out here, which I actually liked, because the actual Leto is like, no, fuck you. You're you're me, bitch. Yeah. So in that world, in the book world, Paul has no choice.
Yeah.
But here you have this common thing where the two of them are have this moment where it's revealed that neither one of them, they both have doubts about being the Duke. Yeah.
Oh, my dog just came into my office.
Oh, your dog loves Dune.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah. As long as he doesn't bark, it shouldn't be a problem.
It's okay if your dog barks. Barking dogs and dripping faucets. No reason to get upset. We have Drew, the magical Drew, who can make that dog bark disappear. Silence, dog. If it happens.
Yeah, watching this on Twitch is weird because we're on that time delay.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like that Caledon looks more like Norway. Not exactly. I mean, I guess they call it paradise. I think a lot of people think of like the Caribbean as paradise.
Yeah.
But I do like that. It looks like Nova Scotia meets Norway or something.
Yeah.
Where was this? Was this filmed in Ireland or where was? Western Norway. There you go.
Yeah. Western Norway is not going to look like this for very much longer. So.
What do you mean by that?
Global warming is going to
sure.
push wheat production
yeah.
into Russia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
won't look this way.
Yeah, they're already starting to do Pinot Noir or Merlot in England.
Yeah. It's going to get weird. See that smirkiness? He's like, I don't know. They say they make a statement about defiance in the eyes, but I don't see defiance. I see defiance in Paul's eyes.
Sure.
But I don't really see it in the father's eyes.
Who is it that they say this?
Even there, he looks smirky. I guess I don't like him.
Yeah, I think you don't like him.
I mean, I don't dislike him as an actor.
You know, I'll spoil this and say, as much as I love Javier Bardem, I was a little disappointed. He rolled into that introduction scene looking a little bit more kind of just sort of haggard and hungover than I thought. And he kind of did like a Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know. He's
just trying to show he doesn't care.
I
thought that's what I thought. Maybe I overdid it a little bit. Hey, I gotta ask you a question. So this is the thing. This is the famous scene, like, don't have your back to the door.
Yeah.
Is the expectation that Paul picked those fucking things up and drugged them to the wrong place in the room? There's servants literally everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why position your training dummies in the exact place? Isn't he? Anyway, I have problems.
I did not envision.
All right, here we go. Watch. So see it bounce off his deal? Then, it doesn't. Now watch. He's going to throw that thing up on his shoulder in a minute. Right there. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm not touching.
Where's the red? Yeah, it's touching. So this is the hand trapping stuff I'm talking about. This is not what knife fighting is about.
Yeah.
It is, but it is very much what Kali Eskrima Arnis would tell you it's about. And if it's two master Filipino sword or knife fighters fighting each other, sure. But if it's actual combat, it's not going to look anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
Same way that like Rose Nakajima got a lot of negative feedback for doing those Wing Chun hand trapping drills.
Who did?
Those drills are Rose. Isn't it what's her last name?
Oh, are you talking about the UFC fighter?
Nomayuna
Mas or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. There was a drill showing she and her coach doing Wing Chun hand trapping drills. This is not the first time this criticism has been levied against a UFC fighter. But those hand trapping drills are not to be used in actual combat. They're like hand-eye coordination kinds of drills. People just
why were they criticizing? I mean, that just sounds like it was a warm-up.
Because but there are people who have suggested that Wing Chun is a boxing style you could bring into the UFC. It's not. If you want to fight in a tiny alley or in a prison cell against your cellie, Wing Chun very effective.
Yeah.
In the open where you have room to move, No one's gonna do that bullshit with you. Sorry, all you Wing Chun people, and I'll fight you to prove it.
Right.
So just send your requests to Wing Chun Fight Jeff Hackert to OMG No Gi.
So I definitely like Batista as Beast Raban. We talked about that as being. So he was off somewhere doing some calculations.
Notice, by the way, the similarity to Lynch's portrayal of the Harkonnen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real tip of the hat to the Lynch portrayal of this world.
I like how he's like fat, but like got like muscles.
Yeah. It's got, and the suspensor things are like woven into his spine, which I find interesting. You'd have to have some muscle to move, like just to be that fat, wouldn't you? Do you like the Peter de Vries character?
Yeah, he's cool. I mean, they don't do anything with either of the Mentats. Right?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know
in the movie.
No, yeah. In this, yes. So assuming a second or third movie, we may get a little bit more. Also, we don't know at this point that Paul is being trained as a Mentat either. We don't even know why a Mentat is a thing.
Right. We don't know.
He decided to leave all that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which he's maybe trying to avoid a little bit the mistake of the Lynch film, which was trying to provide too much exposition. Look at this highliner. Oh boy.
Maybe we'll see in part 2 there will be a like flashbacks and revisiting and stuff like that. And it'll be like, well, you're already here and you're along the ride. You want to know this stuff now.
Yeah.
Because you're hooked.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. And they may, I don't know. Is Villanueva, is he part of the TV show as well?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So it's unclear to me how people are going to get more. I really like this portrayal of the Bene Gesserit sisters, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. And I feel like they handled this part perfectly.
This, one of the funny things is this is a stark environment to live in. Like, when you watch a documentary about the creation of a medieval king or castle, rather, you find out that they made them a lot more homey than when you visit the like museumified version of them.
Right. The walls were covered in cloth and
yeah. So I mean, this does not seem like a very pleasant place to live. Like, what the fuck does not like there would be little like furniture, like this is that's whatever.
It's very stoic.
Yeah.
Very sparse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Geiger bought an IKEA.
Yeah. Since he's right over the corner, UA, let's talk about how they shoehorned in I have to do this because they have my wife. Is this something that the non-book reader is going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I guess.
Yes, because there's no reference to Imperial. So I actually feel like this is a good example. It's believable now because he's been stripped of all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. So what we see here is we see a doctor. That doctor has a wife who's being tortured, and that's his motivation to fuck everybody up. And you're like, okay, I can accept that. If I had to listen to how he was specially conditioned at some enormous expense, up to bazillion solares to get that done. And then you're like, and then he falls for the oldest trick in the book, which is hostage. I'd be like, this is stupid. So I like this. I also like the use of the Chicopsa language, the like really emphasizing. I like all
back to Baron Suspensors. I don't recall him floating as high as it's depicted in this or the Lynch movie. In my understanding, I thought the Suspensors more or less made it so that he had almost something equivalent to like a invisible walker. Like his feet were on the ground and they kept him up. Does that make sense? I did not I don't know if it specifically says or indicates. Are you there, Joe? Uh-oh. Hey, fans. We had a power outage on one of our ends, and it actually killed our recording for a minute. We took care of it, and now we're back. If you are listening to this and watching along, we are at 25 minutes and 9 seconds, and I am going to hit play for the official canon recording at 3, 2, 1. We are now hitting. Looks like that stupid. 3, 2, 1.
I already hit the button.
Okay.
Let me go. I can go back. No, this is the kind of shit I would want to hear in our podcast. Let me get to 25. Oh, fuck. 25:11. I'm at 25:11 now.
All right. Let me know when you're at 25:27.
Oh, boy. This is the best. I'm at 25.
So
Now.
keep this in.
Now I'm there. Go.
Okay. All right.
He's putting his hand in the box.
Putting her hand in the box.
She's got a gum jabbar in his neck and he's got his hand in the box. What the? Didn't see that coming. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. She is great.
Yeah. Yes,
Fucking great.
Yes, she is.
She is terrifying and weird looking and fucking everything. She just scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So see, this is the I don't like how Mama's acting right now. So two things are simultaneously true, right? She'll kick everybody's ass that tried to get in there. And she's just consumed by fear, which understandable. It's her son, right?
I'm trying to remember in the book, do we get any sense of what she's doing, or doesn't it say like
it just says she's standing guard outside.
She comes in extremely relieved or something?
Yeah, she's relieved, but it's more stoic.
Yeah.
The Jessica of the book is more like, so see how she's like fucking, she's feeling everything.
Yeah.
She knows what this test is.
Yeah.
You don't really get that sense in the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing a thing.
Yeah. I thought this is some good acting on his part.
Oh yeah. Great acting.
Yeah.
Great acting.
He's really making stuff come out of his nose, which you could put a gun to my head. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
You were like, cry so you make snot bubbles. I couldn't do it. Make your upper lip sweat and your lower lip quiver. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Look at her.
And they may have added some of that in between.
Stop it. You're ruining my perception of him as the greatest living actor. Oh yeah.
Oh. And I love that the soundtrack just kicked in that one moment.
So holding the baby lion up. Simba.
Yeah.
All that the light touches is yours.
Because now this is Paul's theme, apparently, like in terms of like soundtrack. I would not have thought this was his theme. I thought this was Shawnee's.
Yeah, well, I think this is supposed to
anytime the Fremen are like.
Yeah, it seems like some kind of call to jihad, some kind of like this big upswell, which I think I agree with Sweet Drew. Hans Zimmer fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
But also I think of the Lion King every time.
What's interesting about them. So now also and in case you maybe you discovered this episode of ours.
Just wandered in the middle of this,
She says in a second, or maybe she just did. Okay, she said right here. You are Jessica's son, Benny Gesserit. You have more than one birthright.
He actually has 3.
It's
4.
What, Duke?
Because he's Harkonnen.
Oh, right. Also, yeah.
Harkonnen,
I wonder. Do you think they're actually gonna do that?
Ben Tatum?
No, I think there's a way that the second of this movie comes out and he doesn't need to be part Harkonnen, and that Jessica doesn't obviously need to be the daughter of
No,
the
she
Baron.
that's
And then
isn't that what she's saying right now? We sift people. It's not that he's Bene Gesserit, it's that he's Harkonnen. I mean,
is that what you mean when she says you?
It's probably both, yeah.
I thought she was. So this is what I thought. I was not thinking of him being Harkonnen in this context. I thought she was. Here's what I thought.
Yes.
You're clearly the Duke Atreides' son.
Yes.
But also you are the son of the Bene Gesserit that was not really asked for, but here you are. So you might be the Kwisatz Haderach, which was just introduced now. I just found this to be maybe just the writing is not great.
No, so I think someone who doesn't know the books is like, oh yeah, he's Bene Gesserit trained.
Yeah.
But there's more being said there. Plans within plans, right?
Well, yeah, we know that he's Harkonnen, but
this is going to be revealed later.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I understand the hill that you are dying on, and now it will help me to have this communication better with you. The hill you are dying on is we may not live to see another day, so you've got to take this as a fixed unit, and we can't really project about what will happen in the future.
We don't know if there'll be a second movie, and we don't know if they will choose to eliminate the Harkonnen plot the exact same way that unless they do flashbacks that we're going to do the Jessica was the one who let them in plot. We don't know any of what they're going to do.
Right. But I think it's fair to say that Villanueva made this movie with the intention of making more.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So then I think it is okay to talk about what might be happening.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll couch my language in this.
Yeah.
Perhaps he is doing this so that yes, the common watcher is like, oh yeah, he's the witch's son.
Yeah.
But also as a way of setting up a more powerful dynamic later when it's revealed that he's part Harkonnen.
Right.
You don't know the Harkonnen like I do. They're brutal, right? Brutal. Like that's a big theme in the books as well. This like constant pounding into you that you're East Asia bad,
right?
Right? Like they're the enemy and we're the good guys. And so it is a little bit of a potent reveal to find that genetically they've been mixed with the intention of binding the houses together.
And in the book, the idea that they're looking for Kwisatz Haderach is explained right before the Gom Jabbar, not after. In this context, yeah, and that's interesting.
But what isn't really what one obvious consequence of her so. It is true that like the talents, this idea that like the Bene Gesserit are all women, so the talent is wasted on a male. But the other thing that was wasted is the opportunity to join the two houses through marriage. That also doesn't really get discussed, but it should be obvious.
Right.
Because this has that sort of old school politics.
Is this where they keep their frigate? They just keep it underwater?
I guess so.
I guess so.
This is air and sea power all together.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe.
It's very literal.
I mean, yeah. Norway.
Mm-hmm. Was it like 5 Scottish guys and a woman who really began the whole Viking experience? So they escaped from Scotland to Norway, I think. Do you know this story?
No.
That's like the history of the Vikings is begins literally with like 5 Scottish soldiers and a woman who led them. She was like the head of the group.
Interesting.
I'll have to find you that article. It is fascinating.
So we're talking about like in 700, people left Scotland, went to Norway, and were like, oh, I mean, because the Viking Age obviously did just kind of start out of quote unquote nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the Germanic people were more. That's when they had already done the thing, and it created Anglo-Saxon England. But the Vikings were obviously quite a bit different. What are these? These are frigates.
Then in Scotland, because the Vikings had an outpost in Scotland.
Right.
There's just this huge overlap. But I'll have to find the article that I read that said that they think what really started the earliest traces of in maybe it's not, no, maybe I have it wrong. Maybe it is not Scotland, but Iceland.
Start off the Viking Age.
I think it's a.
I don't think so. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I don't think that. I think they yeah.
I think I can get this.
All right, so they're on Arrakis. They're landing. I would have appreciated the scene where Leto said, Paul's like, I'm gonna look for a navigator. Yeah, that right there was Josh Brolin as Gurney, not really successfully doing the religious kind of thing that in my opinion.
This, by the way, this music, Drew, this is your moment to shine. It's fucking so good. It starts off like wacky sounding, and I was like, what's about to happen? And then it goes full Scottish Rite. Like, it's beautiful.
This is the moment that made me like really believe that this is Hans Zimmer's magnum opus.
Yeah.
Like the blending of motifs, the weird, strange instrumentations.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Like I could rewind and listen to this over and over and over again. That weird like opening note, but then I think about all the times that I've seen actual bagpipe. It's actually not that weird, but it starts off like you're like, what is about to happen? And then boom, this beautiful. Yeah, I just love this scene.
Do you wait?
Lisan El Gaib.
Jeff, have you ever heard of the freestylers of piping, Ren Fair group?
No.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to hear some,
I do want to hear some. Seems like it's about noon. Like, very strange time and nobody's sweating. This was my one commentary. No, these people should be dying in this heat. They just got here, but they're all like, whatever.
It's interesting to me that the people. So okay, we know the Bene Gesserit did the Missionera Protectiva, but how did the Fremen know to gather there for that moment? I would have almost thought in the book. I think clearly the rumor first, the way that his being Lisan Al Gaib is brought up a little bit later, right? It's referenced that as they circulate Arrakeen a little bit more and they do things, that's when people start to be like, oh, the Lisan Al Gaib is here. The fact that they were so ready, or they noticed it, they happened to be there, then they noticed him, and then they started saying it. There's something there.
Yeah. So this is the explainer that somehow the way has been prepared.
But it's an insufficient explanation as to why they're there at that exact moment, basically picking them up from the airport.
Oh, I can tell you why. I think I can tell you why.
Because it's a movie?
No. No, because preparations had to have been made for this particular ceremony, and that would have taken time to pull all that shit together.
Right.
Plus, the amount of time it takes to get across the galaxy like that, but the amount of time it takes to get from the highliner to the surface of a planet, just like in our other book series that we're working on, long time.
And you think the Fremen, I don't know if those are actually technically Fremen so much as those were people of the Pan and Grable or whatever.
Yeah,
or
these
Iraqi locals.
Yeah.
But so do you think someone was like, hey, locals, you guys need to be here for the Duke's Landing?
Yeah, they're non-siege Fremens,
Right.
but still religious.
It still doesn't answer why they are there. Why the Atreides soldiers are there is clear. Also, having your landing area that far away from the city, I mean, I guess most airports are 30 minutes from downtown, but where am I going with this? I am not satisfied with why the Fremen are there and ready to call him that just because they knew that they were landing that day.
Well, because they have a religious leader.
Yeah.
Who is telling them what's happening.
And
it's not like they got some kind of telepathic call to be in the place. They were at their Fremen place of worship and were probably hearing this from the Reverend Mother or from whatever other
that the Atreides. By the way, I love Iraqi dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
But specifically the Atreides boy might be the Senokite.
Not might be. The way that they laid seems that they made it seem fairly certain. Now, some people were ready to believe it out of hand, and other people are more cautious.
I'm appreciating everything you're saying, but I do feel you're doing a lot of heavy lifting for the
picking up what I'm laying down.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of work that I am comfortable saying was not done by the movie, and consequently, I can view as. I think it would have been better if he.
This is why you need to take me to every movie you see.
Yeah, well,
that's based on a book I've read.
Well, like in the book, it's he starts circulating the town and he starts getting viewed.
Yeah.
In this, it's a little bit more direct cash method.
Yep.
And you provided some good analysis to why that would be, and it's okay. But
yeah, we're on a very accelerated timeline. Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. So he's not really taking time in the storytelling to lay this stuff out. That critique, I think, is absolutely fair.
Like Game of Thrones season 3 or 4, Marjorie Tyrell, they establish her as being sort of a woman of the small people by doing the thing where she forces them to stop their palanquin to give some bread to some people.
Yeah. Here, these are like facts that need to be dispensed with so we can get to the heart of the story. That seems to be the approach he's taking. So it's just established. You're not supposed to worry about it too much. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that choice. I was just trying to give some.
No, I think you said the correct thing.
Yeah, but I take your point for sure. Here, I like her. She's very strong here.
I love the battle language. I love that battle language, in this case, is sign language.
Yeah.
Which I guess they do mention. Sorry, they mentioned it's hand signals. So.
Yeah, there's the battle language. There's also Chicopsa, which is the old hunting language. They share that. As a matter of fact, that's the comment here, right? Your name is Chicopsa for well dipper.
It happens fast.
Yeah, here it is. Your favorite scene.
Because she's.
Go ahead. So you don't like.
All right.
This is called ululation.
What?
There's a word for this. The word is ululation. To utter a loud, usually protracted, high-pitched, rhythmical sound, especially as an expression of sorrow, joy, celebration, or reverence. That's what's happening. Ululation. For her, she's fulfilling part of religious prophecy.
So you know what she did? You know what she did do? No, well, clearly I know that, right? I know the scene. I know the scene in and out. And in the book, it shows a lot of her internal dialogue of, I knew the moment I said maker and she reacted, I didn't need to continue talking. The actress just did that. She stopped. There's something about the way this was acted that I'm just being nitpicky. It just something
That's
about
okay.
it wasn't as fluid as it could have been.
Well, you're a trained thespian, so I'm gonna take your word for all of this.
And the fact that she stopped fat and
This is the scene that pisses me off.
yeah, who is this guy?
Who cares? Why is he fucking watering the tree in the middle of the day? You'd think the water would fucking evaporate before it hit the ground.
Right. What are we supposed to believe it is? 110 degrees, maybe 120.
Hot. If I try to water middle of the day and it's like 75 degrees, my wife is like, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, makes sense."
Right.
By the way, you know that lawns in the United States consume 39 billion gallons of water a year.
Not mine, because mine is artificial turf. Although I water it every once in a while just to clean it.
Oh.
Very rarely.
I thought you were going a different way with that for a second.
Why?
Although I water it once in a while in the hope that. I was also pissed off when the hunter seeker ruined the beautiful fucking like this wall. Oh wait, I just fucking skipped forward, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is interesting. The Fremen walk. I wondered how they would. Did they even show that in the Lynch? By the way, I will say the Lynch movie. I didn't think of it literally once while watching this. I don't know what that means. It's just interesting. I did not find myself doing comparisons. I just took this in as what it was, and yeah.
He likes that mouse. I wonder what its name is. Yeah. Mickey. Here it comes. Look, it's ruining that beautiful fucking wall.
Oh yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Also, when he catches this in a second, it does not show him catch it in a way that, like, it didn't show him catching it like you would say lengthwise, where the needle is. He caught it with his whole hand, which is how if you catch a bee, you'll get your hand stung.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, that's true. Also, there's koi fish. Why is that mural of koi fish?
I know in the book it says this is the house is older than the Harkonnens being there.
Yeah, but
there's wood that was imported from far away.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just as a motif, it seems out of place.
Well, I mean, old Mexico City looks like Madrid, right? I mean, they built it the way they do it. Is there any reason that anywhere in Mexico should look like Spain, considering it's far away?
Yeah, fair enough. They were trying to build Spain right on top of the old the Aztec Empire, so that was intentional.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe
but they didn't build it in like Tudor style. They built what they knew.
Yeah, I know exactly. But there's the big thing of the sandworm, and then koi fish, and I just was noticing the juxtaposition. I love this. What the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, what is that? Also, again, just not really showing us much of Thufir, other than clearly he works for the Atreides, and he has what the fuck is that?
I love this scene when she uses the voice on that fucking thing. He's like, it doesn't understand our language, and she fucking uses the voice on it, and she goes, there, it understands. So fucking funny.
What happens here?
So they're in the cone of silence, just like the old Get Smart. And now he's being told that he's going to receive Sardaukar. And they're also explaining that it's going to happen without any visibility of the Landsrad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Why was it silent?
So because no one can know.
How was that message transmitted from Devere's brain to what's his name's directly?
Wait, say it again.
It was subtitles with no audio a second ago.
Because we were outside of the cone of silence, and then we moved inside the cone of silence. See the cone? The like the edges of the light.
Go. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's just like Get Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know Get Smart, but I get it. I did not see them penetrate that the first time.
Such language, Mike. You have to.
What do you think about the fact that they didn't really give this guy much to chew on after all? Like,
who's that? Piter
the Baron.
DeVries?
No,
Baron.
the Baron.
What do you mean?
He has a far less dialogue than he would have had by this part in the movie.
Oh, I thought, yes. So hold on. This might be a good time to pause for a second.
Okay. Pausing.
And I want to go back
real quick to the audience. This is 15 minutes and 7 seconds. I just hit pause.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So at like 48:40, well, anyway, who does he remind you of right now?
I mean, I know everyone's been talking about Brando and Apocalypse Now.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
yeah.
But the question I was asking is,
grocery clerk.
I mean, frankly, Baron Harkonnen is a chatty guy, right? Like,
yes,
he's Voldemort-like.
Yes.
In that Voldemort, the thing that really I watched like the first 2 Harry Potter movies, like when they were kind of new, and then I walked away from all that part also because I was like 22 at the time, and I was like, no, I want to party and do drugs and bang chicks and not watch fucking Harry Potter, right? Where I'm going with this is the fact that so much was the exposition at the end in like the I don't know, the subterranean basement, the thing with the professor, and it was like Voldemort was like the back of his head and shit. Mm-hmm. You know, that whole, and I knew the moment I saw you that I needed to lure you to this place to exposition.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't like it. Where I'm gonna go with this, Harkonnen's a very expository type guy.
Yeah.
So they removed that, which is good because it probably makes him seem more serious. Because that is one of the more hokey elements of Dune, is having all of that done in the room. But I'm asking you, what do you think about it?
Yeah, there's a lot that we don't know in this movie. A lot we are not seeing because of the compressed timeline, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That is important to the development of this character. So I'm left with the same sort of response that I've had earlier, which is that either we're going to learn more about him in the subsequent films. For now, it doesn't matter because here's the calculation I believe that was made.
Mm-hmm.
We have to progress the story to this point, and we have a limited amount of time to get there. I think mm-hmm. Lynch had this problem too.
Mm-hmm.
So do I spend a lot of time with internal dialogue? Do I spend a lot of time in exposition now? Mm-hmm. Or do I move the story forward sufficiently and then go back and do more character depth later?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Or he could just think, this is enough. I don't know. But you're absolutely right. The fact that the Baron is going to basically only be able to communicate verbally beyond this film, like when we see him again in the future of the story, it's only going to be his voice. He's only going to be able to talk.
You mean 2 movies from now? If they
I mean probably, yeah. So sometime, I don't know when in the future. At least 2 movies from now.
Right.
See. Yeah. So anyway, but if we're never going to get there, then it may not matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't really see into the head of the guy whose last name I have trouble pronouncing.
Villeneuve.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
it's
don't know.
all TBD. It's all like, look, they went back, and I mean, I think this is actually in the Return of the King, the book as well. But in, they went back and explained Smeagol, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So will that happen here? We shall see.
It might happen if he does children, right?
Right. Something like that. So.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. He's gloaty, it's his chattiness and his love of like seeing his plans and like gloating over whatever it is he did. That part is like missing. Even the motivation to be in the room with the Baron at this moment is missing. Like we don't really, why was that? Why take such a great risk?
Uh-huh. Right.
Also, I noticed that only one person in the room had their shield on.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, later. We're talking about.
Oh,
later.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick it back up. So where are you at?
50 minutes and 7 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, play.
So I noticed, what's your marker at right now? Just so we're
50-35.
Okay.
That scene is stilted. This is not something about it.
Yeah. It's like they cut a bunch out.
Yeah, and obviously that meeting was supposed to end in disarray, and Paul was supposed to have seen that and recognize like things are.
They just fucking went blah. It's all sitting on the floor somewhere, or is going to be in the director's cut later.
Yeah.
This is also a weird cutting. There's a editing problem here.
Wait, what?
There's a weird editing problem here. See if you can notice it.
Like the fact that the judge of change happens to be there.
So they're talking about the judge of the change and wanting to meet with them.
Yeah.
Then he's here, my lord.
Yeah.
They're not.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not. They're referring to Duncan, Idaho. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a weird.
Oh yeah, I got you.
So everyone in my household was like, "Is that?"
Like,
they're like, "Wait, that's Duncan, Idaho."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything seemed as if they were preparing to meet the judge of the change. And then Duncan, Idaho pops in.
Yeah.
It's just not bad. It was just it was janky. Stitched together.
I'm not sure, like, they kind of, this amount of development for Duncan, Idaho, I mean, I guess it's good.
Well, yeah, because any exposition that we need for the Fremen is coming through his character.
Right.
He's not just developing it. It's not really developing Duncan. It's not really his character that's being developed. It's his hot take on the Fremen.
Right. He's the one delivering. Right. Which
we don't know jack shit about him.
In the previous scene, actually, what it would have been is he was not there for the meeting for the beginning of it. Thufir read his report, and then Duncan showed up after his own report was read. But he wasn't. That's right. This is. So this is where,
and ostensibly for context, we would have needed to know who he was referring to. Like, I don't understand why everyone there knew that he's here referred to Duncan, Idaho.
Right.
There's nothing in that conversation that would have given you that clue.
So what's wrong? So
here we go.
Looking right at him. Okay.
Hey.
So this is good.
See, I should have branded Momoa with the smirkiness.
Yes, maybe that's what you meant back then. You
It
were
might
very Oscar Isaac smirking. I was like, I think he's
Maybe
fine.
I just mixed them up.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fucking smirking going on with Momoa.
That is all Jason Momoa can do.
Yeah.
And Oscar Isaac has some smirkiness, which is why he does have some.
He does have it, yeah. I was thinking of him as the pilot in the Star Wars film.
Yeah.
He just was like too. Anyway, but definitely Momoa wins the Smirk Award of the year. Like smirking as acting device. Yeah. Maybe that's why all these serious characters loved him so much. He just didn't fucking take anything seriously.
Like, I don't know if you can see me or you're watching it.
I can see
his posture's very like Stilgar's. It's like this.
Yeah, I think he's trying to physically indicate that he is not intimidated, is half in the room, half out, just here to say a thing and then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it works.
Yeah, when I thought Javier Bardem will be a brilliant Stilgar, I viewed him as being a little bit less on the indifferent index and a little bit more on the very confident, strong eye contact, squared shoulders.
Well, he did do that when he came in, right?
Yeah.
Like he like powers right through their like.
Right.
But then he's like, you're just like the other fuckers. That's all I came to say.
Yeah.
And there's a slight exchange that may open a possibility that they're different.
Yeah. So
but I agree with you. He does look like he's on the edge of the bar stool getting ready to leave the whole time.
Yeah.
If I was trying to hook up, I would feel like it's not going to happen.
Right. So
Can you put both cheeks in that chair and turn toward me?
So my alarm went off.
Okay. It's now 1:30. Yeah. You want to be done now?
Well, Drew said he had to be done.
Yeah. It's okay.
Sorry, we as a group said we were done, but because Drew had to go, I don't necessarily have to go.
Yeah, I think it's fine though. I do. I'm getting tired and I can't offer too much. We're at 55:50 is where my
I have 57:03, but maybe 55:50 would be better.
Yeah, because it's right when Stilgar leaves the room.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast. And to hear more readings, become a Patreon supporter at Patreon/Decode Podcast.